Guys, here's another installment of Boys and Their Toys. Now this is a how to make custom molding out of ordinary 2x4. Now as you recall at the beginning of the projects, I was using 2x4 and 2x3s. Alright, I finished with the 2x3s. Now I'm going to show you how I got this 2x4 to look like this. Alright, this is going to be the finished product, or semi-finished product. All right, and here is the thickness of here is 3 1/4. All right, when you buy it stock is 1.5 inches here, so I'm gonna have to split this in half to get it down to the proper thickness. All right, initially I used a planer to get it down, but I'm gonna try something different and see if will it work. I'm gonna try to saw this in half using my table saw. All right, so if it worked out, I'll post it. If it don't, it'll never happen. All right, so that's what I'm gonna attempt to do now. To split this in half. Right now I'm gonna cut this in half to 8-foot length, so I'm gonna cut it in half to make them 4-foot length. These are gonna be the bottom part of the molding. All right, as you can see, is a box, so you got the top molded and the bottom molding. This is going to be the top and bottom. All right, due to my window, the size of my window. All right, they can't be the size, so I can split this in half to make it more manageable, to get it to what I need to look like, which is this. All right, so let me get that started. All right, guys, here I'm setting up my planer to start to get my profile for my custom molding. Now again, I'm using 2x4s to turn this thing into that. All right, and what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to flatten this out, so make sure it's completely flat, and that's when the planer comes in. And then I'm gonna have to plane it down to size, to the proper thickness, because right now these are 1.5 inches thick. I need to get down to a 3/4 inch thick. So I attempted to try to rip it with my table saw here to try to split it in half, but that didn't work too well. All right, my table saw kept on giving out. I had to keep on resetting it. Just too thick. Try to flip it over, and I end up messing up the cut up here. So I thought it was going to save me some time. It's not. So I'm just going to go back to the way initially how I started the whole project, by planing this stock down to 3/4 and a half. 3/4. All right, of an inch. Is right now it's I got pretty much take half of it off, because it's 1.5 inches thick. So that's what I'm gonna use my planer for, and at the same time I'll be doing both sides, so both sides will be completely flat for me when I install it. All right, so those who think you can do it with a table saw, if you got a powerful table saw, you probably can. All right, I have a ordinary consumer table saw. This is the Porter cable. The motor is not that big on it, so had the table saw. This is the, show you guys, that's the RPM on it. So that's the model number. It wasn't able to produce the results I was looking for. So again, it's a good table saw for me as a do-it-yourselfer, but again, it was not as powerful to go through this whole stock and like butter, and to help me out to go a little quicker. Actually, it was slowing me down. So again, I'm gonna go back to just planing it down. It's a lot of material to take off, but the finishing results is what I'm looking for. All right, so if you have a bandsaw or a better table saw than I do, maybe that technique will work to help you cut it down, to get it down quicker. But in my circumstances, I don't have it, so I'm just gonna simply take it down half of the material, and with this. All right, I was hoping to save by splitting it in half. I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and get and save some material, but unfortunately I can't in my circumstances. So that's what I ended up doing. I'm just going to plane this down. I'm going to salvage what I have here, put it through the planer. After it's done, I'll show you the end results, how it looks. And this is going to be the bottom half of my window custom molding that's going to turn into this here. So let me get that going. I'm going to set up a time lapse and let's see how it goes. But all right. All right, guys. As you can see, I got the thickness off. As you can see, it generates a lot of wood chips. All right, a lot of scrap. But this is the way I'm doing it. It is what it is. So again, use a planer. I'm planing this down to about 3/4 of an inch. I picked up one of these measuring devices here, and so it helps me keep track. So when you're planing it down, what you do, what I did, I put like a mark here for 3/4 of an inch here and here. So as I plane it, as I go down each pass, the closer I get to it, I know how much more material I have to go. And once I get around the ballpark, I just break this out and line it up to see do I got the proper thickness, which is pretty much there. It's not exact. I kind of leave a little bit there just for sanding. All right, it's gonna bring it down to what I need. So that's part one. All right, I was getting this prepared. You got to get to the proper thickness. Now, if you want a thicker molding around your windows, then you can make it a little thicker. I decided to go with a nice 3/4 of an inch thickness at its thickest point. I think that gave me a good profile. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna rip down the rest of the stock that I have to this thickness, and after that, then we'll proceed to the next step. So I'm just going to continue on doing this. This one I end up cutting down to 4 feet because this is going to be the bottom half. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to run the whole 8-foot length and get it down to the proper thickness before I do anything else. So I don't have to worry about doing that again. So I don't have to deal with this machine. All right, but it's going to generate a lot of wood chips as you see, and that's just part of making a custom molding. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this little episode. Stand by for the next step. After I get this all ripped down, I'll show what I'm gonna do next to get me that profile. All right, so guys, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for support. Again, I'm just trying to share my knowledge. I'm not saying it's the correct way. It's the way it works for me. All right, I'm pretty sure there's probably other techniques you can use to get the same results, but this is what I'm doing for me in my skill set. And again, it gave me an excuse to buy some tools. And if you're looking for a good excuse, tell your wife, listen, I need to buy this because I need to get this done. All right. So thanks a lot, guys. Forgive, we got an airplane going overhead. I don't know if you can hear that, but until the next video, stand by. All right. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in YouTube land. Peace.